Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to dive right in, so make sure to watch until the end. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching, and let's get started. The United States of America 1 cent 1935D, bearing the historic inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum, is a classic and highly respected coin from the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, one of the most beloved and longest-running designs in American coinage history. This coin was minted during the era of the Great Depression, a time when the United States faced severe economic hardship, widespread unemployment, and social change. Despite these challenges, the Lincoln Cent continued to circulate widely, serving as a symbol of stability, unity, and hope for ordinary Americans. The 1935 D cent was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D Mint mark, and represents a mature stage of the wheat penny series that began in 1909. On the obverse front of the 1935 D 1 cent, we see the iconic right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This was the first time a real historical person appeared on a regular-issue U.S. coin, making the Lincoln Cent revolutionary when it was introduced in 1909. Lincoln's portrait is strong yet humble, reflecting his role as a leader who preserved the Union during the American Civil War and abolished slavery. Along the right side of the coin appears the word liberty, representing freedom and democracy, core values of the American nation. Above Lincoln's head is a national motto, In God We Trust, a phrase that gained even deeper meaning during the difficult economic years of the 1930s. The date 1935 is placed clearly at the lower right, and just beneath the date is a D Mint mark, identifying the Denver Mint as a place of production. Brenner's initials VDB are subtly visible on the shoulder truncation of Lincoln's portrait, a detail closely observed by collectors. The reverse back of the 1935 D 1 cent features the famous wheat ears design, which give the coin its popular name, the wheat penny. Two stylized wheat stalks curve inward from the left and right edges, symbolizing agricultural prosperity, abundance, and America's farming heritage. At the center is a denomination 1 cent, boldly stated to emphasize the coin's value, and just below it appears United States of America. Along the top edge of the reverse is the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, reflecting the unity of the states and the American people. This reverse design remained in use from 1909 until 1958 and is one of the most recognized and cherished designs in U.S. numismatics. In terms of metal composition, the 1935 D Lincoln Cent is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, which give the coin its rich reddish-brown color when new. Over time, depending on circulation and environmental exposure, these coins may appear red Rhode, red-brown RB, or brown BN, a classification that significantly affects collector value. The coin has a diameter of 19 millimeters, a weight of 3.11 grams, and a plain edge consistent with standard Lincoln cents of the era. The Denver Mint, established in 1906, played an important role in supplying coinage to the western United States. In 1935, the Denver Mint produced approximately 47 million Lincoln cents. While this is not a low mintage, it is lower than some Philadelphia issues of the same year, giving the 1935 D cent a modest level of collector interest. The coin is considered common, but well-preserved examples, especially those with original red color and strong strike quality, are increasingly difficult to find. When discussing collector value, the 1935 D wheat penny varies greatly depending on condition. In heavily circulated condition, these coins typically sell for 20 cents to $1, mainly for their historical appeal. In higher circulated grades like extremely fine XF or about uncirculated AU, values may range from $2 to $10. Uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS65 or higher, can range from $25 to over $100, particularly if they retain bright red color. Coins with mint errors, such as off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, or repunch mint marks, can be worth significantly more and are highly prized by error coin collectors. Historically, the 1935 D Lincoln Wheat Cent represents a nation slowly recovering from economic depression. During this time, President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal programs were reshaping American society, and coins like this one passed through the hands of workers, farmers, shopkeepers, and families struggling to rebuild their lives. The cent was a practical necessity and a daily reminder of national endurance. Every worn example tells a story of survival, trade, and everyday life in 1930s America. In conclusion, the United States of America 1 cent 1935D, with liberty, in God we trust, and E pluribus unum, is far more than a small copper coin. It is a historical artifact that connects collectors to the Great Depression era, to Abraham Lincoln's legacy, and to the enduring ideals of the American nation. While it may not be extremely rare, its historical importance, classic wheat design, and strong collector following ensure that it remains one of the most admired coins in U.S. numismatics. The United States of America 1 dime 1967, bearing the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E pluribus unum, is a historically significant coin that belongs to a critical transitional period in U.S. coinage history. This dime is part of the Roosevelt Dime series, which was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who played a central role in leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt was also closely associated with the March of Dimes Foundation, making the dime an especially meaningful tribute. The 1967 dime reflects an era when the United States was redefining its monetary system, moving away from precious metals toward modern-clad coinage due to rising silver prices and economic pressures. On the obverse front of the 1967 dime, we see a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by Chief Engraver John R. Sinek, whose initials JS appear near the base of the neck. The word liberty is boldly inscribed along the left edge of the coin, symbolizing the fundamental American value of freedom. To the right of Roosevelt's face appears the national motto, In God We Trust, reaffirming the country's spiritual heritage and trust in divine guidance. The date 1967 is positioned at the lower right. The portrait style is dignified and realistic, emphasizing Roosevelt's calm strength and leadership during one of the most challenging periods in American history. The reverse back of the coin features a simple yet powerful design centered around a torch, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. The torch represents liberty and enlightenment, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength and independence. Together, these elements create a balanced message of American ideals. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions United States of America along the top and 1 dime along the bottom, clearly stating the country of origin and denomination. On the right side of the torch appears the motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, emphasizing national unity. This reverse design is clean, symbolic, and instantly recognizable. One of the most unique aspects of the 1967 dime is that it does not have a mint mark. During the years 1965 through 1967, the United States Mint intentionally removed mint marks from all coins to discourage coin hoarding and speculation during the silver shortage. As a result, all 1967 dimes, regardless of where they were produced, lack mint marks. These coins were struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, with additional production assistance from Denver and San Francisco facilities, but none of the coins bear identifying mint marks. In terms of metal composition, the 1967 dime marks a major shift in U.S. coinage. Unlike dimes minted before 1965, which were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1967 dime is composed of copper-nickel-clad metal. It consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This change significantly reduced production costs and marked the end of circulating silver dimes in the United States. The coin has a diameter of 17.9 millimeters, a weight of 2.27 grams, and a reeded edge, maintaining the traditional look and feel of earlier silver dimes despite the change in composition. The mintage of the 1967 dime is extremely high, with over 2.2 billion coins produced. This massive production reflects the government's effort to ensure adequate coin supply during a time of economic transition and public uncertainty. Because of this large mintage, the 1967 dime is very common in circulated condition and is frequently found in pocket change even today. When it comes to collector value, the 1967 dime generally holds modest monetary worth. In circulated condition, It is usually worth face value, around 10 cents USD. In uncirculated condition, values can range from $1 to $5 depending on the quality of the strike, surface preservation, and original mint luster. High-grade examples certified at MS67 or higher can command higher prices, especially if they display strong luster and minimal contact marks. Additionally, error coins, such as off-center strikes, clip planches, double dies, or wrong metal errors, can be worth significantly more and are highly desirable among collectors. Historically, the 1967 dime represents a turning point in American monetary policy. It reflects the end of an era when everyday coins contained precious metals and the beginning of modern fiat-based circulating coinage. This coin circulated during a time of major social and political change in the United States, including the Civil Rights Movement and the Vietnam War era, adding further historical depth to its story. In conclusion, the United States one dime 1967 with Liberty, In God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum is an essential piece of American numismatic history. While it may not be rare or highly valuable in monetary terms, its importance lies in its historical context, symbolic design, and role in the transition away from silver coinage. For collectors, historians, and coin enthusiasts, the 1967 dime stands as a reminder of economic change, national unity, and the enduring values represented on U.S. coinage. The United States of America $1 1776 to 1976 D-Mint is one of the most historically important and instantly recognizable modern American coins ever produced. This coin was issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence of the United States, marking the nation's bicentennial. Unlike regular U.S. coins that show a single year, this special dollar proudly displays the dual date 1776 to 1976, symbolizing the journey of the United States from its birth in 1776 to its 200-year milestone in 1976. This coin is part of the famous Eisenhower dollar series, which was minted from 1971 to 1978 and named after President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th President of the United States and Supreme Allied Commander during World War II. On the obverse front of the coin, we see a powerful and dignified portrait of Dwight D. Eisenhower, facing left. The design was created by Chief Engraver Frank Gasparro, whose initials FG appeared discreetly on the coin. Above Eisenhower's head is the word Liberty, representing the core principle upon which the United States was founded. To the left of the portrait appears a famous national motto, In God We Trust, a phrase that reflects the country's spiritual and moral heritage. Below the portrait, in bold and meaningful lettering, is the dual date 1776 to 1976, reminding collectors and citizens alike that this coin is not an ordinary dollar, but a tribute to American independence and unity. The overall design of the obverse communicates strength, leadership, and stability, qualities closely associated with Eisenhower himself. The reverse back of the 1776 to 1976 $1 is what truly sets this coin apart from all other Eisenhower dollars. Instead of the usual eagle landing on the moon, this bicentennial edition features a Colonial Liberty Bell superimposed over the moon. This iconic design was created by Dennis R. Williams, who won a national design competition. The Liberty Bell symbolizes America's fight for freedom and independence, while the moon represents the nation's technological achievements and future aspirations, especially following the Apollo space missions. Around the top edge of the reverse is the inscription United States of America, and just below it appears the national motto E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many, one, reflecting the unity of the states. At the bottom, the denomination $1 is clearly stated. The combination of historic and modern imagery makes this reverse design deeply symbolic and highly respected among collectors. The D Mint mark on this coin indicates that it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary coin-producing facilities of the United States. Denver minted bicentennial dollars were produced only in copper-nickel-clad composition and were intended primarily for circulation. These coins consist of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core, giving the coin its familiar silver-like appearance despite containing no actual silver. It is important to note that Denver did not produce any 40% silver bicentennial dollars. Those were struck only at the San Francisco Mint for collector sets. In terms of size and weight, the bicentennial Eisenhower dollar is a large and heavy coin, measuring 38.1 millimeters in diameter and weighing 22.68 grams. Its thickness and bold design make it stand out compared to modern small-sized dollar coins. When held in hand, the coin has a solid and impressive feel, which many collectors and history enthusiasts appreciate. The edge of the coin is reeded, adding to its classic U.S. coinage style. The mintage numbers for the 1776 to 1976 D Eisenhower dollar are very high, with approximately 82 million coins produced at the Denver Mint. Because of this large production, the coin is not considered rare, but it remains extremely popular due to its historical importance and unique design. Many of these coins were saved by the public at the time of issue, meaning uncirculated examples are still commonly found today. When it comes to value, the bicentennial $1 D-Mint generally holds modest market value unless it is in exceptional condition. In circulated condition, these coins usually sell for $1 to $2, mostly as a collectible keepsake rather than for investment. In uncirculated condition, especially grades like MS65 or higher, values can range from $5 to $20, depending on luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. Coins with mint errors, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or planchet errors, can command significantly higher prices and are highly sought after by error coin collectors. From a historical and cultural perspective, the 1776 to 1976 Eisenhower dollar represents a moment when the entire United States came together to celebrate its shared heritage. Special bicentennial designs were issued not only for the dollar, but also for the quarter and half dollar, making 1976 a unique year in U.S. coinage history. These coins were used in everyday transactions, placed in collections, and given as gifts, embedding them deeply into American memory. In conclusion, the United States $1 1776 to 1976 D Liberty, in God we trust, E pluribus unum is far more than just a coin. It is a symbol of 200 years of independence, leadership, faith, and national unity. While it may not be rare or extremely valuable in monetary terms, its historical importance, bold design, and patriotic message ensure that it will always hold a special place in American numismatics and in the hearts of collectors around the world. The United States of America quarter dollar 1991p, carrying the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and E pluribus unum, is a classic example of late 20th century American circulating coinage and belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. By 1991, the design had been in continuous use for nearly 6 decades, making it one of the most familiar coins in American daily life. The 1991p quarter represents a period of stability in U.S. coin design, just before the major changes that would arrive with the 1999 state quarters program. On the obverse front of the 1991p quarter, we see the dignified left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Washington's image is calm and authoritative, reflecting his role as a founding father and national symbol of leadership and integrity. Above his head appears the word liberty, a powerful reminder of the core value on which the United States was founded. To the left of Washington's profile is a national motto, In God We Trust, reinforcing the nation's spiritual and moral heritage. The date 1991 is positioned at the bottom, and just to the right of Washington's ponytail is a P mint mark, indicating that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The initials JF, representing John Flanagan, are subtly placed near the base of the portrait. The reverse back of the 1991p quarter features the iconic heraldic bald eagle, a symbol of American strength, freedom, and sovereignty. The eagle is shown with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows to represent military readiness, while an olive branch below signifies a desire for peace. Above the eagle's head is the inscription E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, symbolizing the unity of the states under one federal government. Around the top edge of the coin is United States of America, and at the bottom is a denomination quarter dollar. This reverse design, used from 1932 until 1998, became one of the most recognizable images in American coinage history. In terms of metal composition, the 1991p quarter is made of copper-nickel-clad metal, a standard adopted for quarters beginning in 1965. The coin consists of outer layers composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This composition gives a coin its silver-colored appearance while eliminating the use of precious metals in everyday circulation. The quarter has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge, maintaining continuity with earlier silver quarters in size and feel. The Philadelphia Mint, where the 1991p quarter was produced, is the oldest operating mint in the United States and has played a central role in American coin production since the nation's earliest days. In 1991, the Philadelphia Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters to meet the needs of everyday commerce across the country. Because of this extremely high mintage, the 1991p quarter is very common and widely available in circulated condition. When it comes to collector value, the 1991p quarter generally holds face value, about 25 cents USD, in circulated condition. In uncirculated condition, values typically range from $1 to $3 depending on luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. Coins graded MS66 or higher can command higher premiums, particularly among collectors who focus on high-grade modern Washington quarters. Additionally, mint errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double dies, or struck-through errors can be worth significantly more in our special interest error coin collectors. From a historical and cultural standpoint, the 1991p quarter circulated during a time of global change, including the end of the Cold War and rapid technological advancement. Coins like this pass through countless hands in everyday transactions, silently witnessing the social and economic life of the nation. Although its design is traditional and unchanged from earlier decades, the coin represents the continuity and reliability of the U.S. monetary system during a transformative period in world history. In conclusion, the United States of America quarter dollar 1991p, bearing liberty, in God we trust, and E pluribus unum, is not a rare or precious metal coin, but it is an important piece of modern American numismatic history. Its value lies in its enduring design, historical continuity, and role in everyday commerce. For collectors, it serves as a standard date in Washington quarter collections, and for educators and history enthusiasts, it offers a clear example of how American values and symbols are preserved through coinage.